What is up, everyone? Hope you all can hear me pretty good. Um, if you get in here, make sure to comment if you guys can hear me. We're on a whole new setup right now, so um, just making sure everything's kind of going out and going out perfect. I'll actually check on my other account real quick. Make sure we are completely live and you guys. All right, cool. We're good to go. All right. Welcome back to Mondays with Mike. I'm Mike, owner of Axion, and we were away last week, obviously Memorial Day. So thank you to all our vets and people who served or have served. And we'll just give it a couple minutes to get some people in here, and you guys can start asking questions. Just leave a comment in the chat, and yeah, cool. So you got a K20 A2 Civic, nice, man. So what year Civic did you get? I know you were tossing around the 8th gen and the 9th gen, so oh, cool. Oh, that's even better. Awesome, man. Good year, that's for sure. Well, welcome in, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Um, we're on another new setup. I'm in our home office today, so I think we're going to probably do most of the videos here, especially since it's getting hot. Because the last Mondays we did out in our warehouse shop, and it's getting a little warmer this time of year, so it's a little bit more comfortable having them in here, and it's not as loud too. People driving by and stuff. So, yeah, welcome in. Basically, the whole idea of the channel is to help people get familiar with Hondas, new age, whatever. Talk Hondas, talk parts. If you placed an order with us, you can come in here and ask where it is. I don't care. Basically, just getting involved in the chat with everyone in here, and getting to know everyone. You guys can chat between each other in the comment section. We get a lot of people coming in now every week that come in here every week, so it's kind of fun. Cool. It sounds like it's a good setup, dude. At least it's a good starting off point. Just kind of go over everything and check compression and kind of fluids and all that, and yeah, first mod. I'm sure it has a Honda already on it, so cool. Sounds good. Yeah, so we basically just come in here every week, chat. It's kind of just a nice way to kind of reach out to the community so you guys get a face to face of who Axion Industries really is. And yeah, we're actually on a new camera and microphone setup, so I don't know how it sounds if it's good. The picture looks a lot better um, because the last one was super kind of grainy and dark, and um, so I decided since we're doing this every week, pretty much just to put some more time into it. And yeah, I think you guys will enjoy. So, what's going on at Axion? Well, we're just super busy as always, working on a lot of our in-house parts, getting those made. Downpipes, we're finalizing the 2.0 downpipe, and those should be finished in about 6 weeks, I would say. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Um, and then now we're gonna have a 1.5 and a 2-liter downpipe on the market of our 2-in-1, unique patented downpipe design. So pretty cool. Um, yeah, a lot of deals on our website. This is obviously we're going to be doing, I think, some sales in July, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably more. Yeah, basically, it's our 15-year anniversary here, so I've got to do something for some of these guys, and yeah, we'll see what we have going on, and usually we do deals all the times, depending on what parts you're actually getting. Sometimes we can't, sometimes we can. So like I always say, just hit us up with whatever parts you need, and we can make something happen. Um, Got a lot of stuff in stock. There are certain items that are out of stock, but most are coming back in within the next week or 2, so not too worried about it. Um, yeah, it sounds like a good setup that you got. I mean, depending on, if you wanna stay all motor or go turbo, obviously. So, going turbo, you would pretty much ditch anything connected to the engine, for a turbo setup. But like I said, any turbo setup that you got, it's gonna pretty much have to be all custom on the 8th gen. Um, but sounds like a good, pretty much, 230 wheel horsepower setup, 200 torque, somewhere around there probably. Yeah, so let's see who gets in tonight and gets in the comments. If you guys are new in here, just comment in the box. Let's get you out and get you involved. Introduce yourself. Ask about your build, what you think your next mod should be. That's why we're all in here to kind of help people, um, get involved in the chat and obviously get you headed to get the right parts and get you off Facebook asking questions to a bunch of idiots that don't know shit about cars. That's the main thing. But yeah, our 11th gen project it's still sitting. I'm still waiting on a slot to get the car in to get fab work done. They have a 6-month wait right now on fab work, so super busy shop. Um, but I should be getting picked up in the next 2, 3 weeks, hopefully. So fingers crossed. Our 11th gen will finally have some stuff going on within the next month, hopefully. Um, like I said, our last project car with that shop that did all the fab work, it took a year and a half to do the fab work. I don't think a lot of people understand really what goes into building full race cars, especially one-off type builds that have not really ever been done before. Um, with us, it's easy just to do some bolt-on stuff, and most companies just stick to that. But I kind of have this build in my head that's just completely different than anything. So hopefully we can hit the mark with the 11th gen and do some really cool stuff. I saw someone raised the bar down in Puerto Rico now. So the new 11th gens, the fastest time now is a 10.8 in the quarter mile. So I had to mention online that they're coming for their time once we get the car done, which should be fairly easy to beat. Um, they're just basically on a bolt-on, full bolt-on setup on the Type R. But yeah, gotta get the car out there and obviously, get people talking about it since tons of the Type R people despise the fact that I have an FL1 that wants to compete against them, so we'll see. Um, but yeah. Yeah, racing stuff's expensive. I mean, I'm not even doing a cage on this round, to be honest, and pretty much it's just the turbo stuff, intercooler, piping, all those pieces and parts to the puzzle. Um But it's still gonna take a lot of time, based off what they're gonna be doing to the car. So, yeah. But, yeah, we got a lot of Type R parts in stock for new Type Rs, tons of 11th gen stuff, intakes, inlet pipes. Main thing right now with 11th gen Civics, the hardest part to get right now is some of the catbacks they kinda sold out because of all the crazy ordering during April and May. But I've got some remarks coming back the end of this week, hopefully. And, yeah, like I said, always, if you're looking for parts, certain things, just shoot the company or us an email and just ask first. I have a ton of people that keep ordering, and they're like, "Your site said it was in stock." Our site does not say anything's in stock or out of stock. There's no stock numbers at all. It's too hard. We're still a small company. I don't have 50 employees that can run a complete live website that shows stock numbers all the time. I love how people out there that order parts think it's so easy to keep up with 20,000 parts and know every single part's whereabouts at, like, 10 different warehouses to see if it's in stock. It's seriously impossible. I understand certain companies can do it. It's because they buy from all the same company, and they just pour in their live numbers from this massive wholesale company. We don't do that. All our parts are inputted by us because we change all the descriptions manufacturers basically, so people understand on the website what parts fit what cars, because there's a ton of parts that are, say, for the 10th Gen Civic that work on the Accord, the 11th Gen, the Type R. So we like to put it out there in an easier way. I have my team that do all the parts on our site. They actually put in the correct information so it's not confusing. Um, and that's why a lot of times on our site, you'll see at the top it says just the name of the part and it doesn't actually have like the year with it. It's because right in the first thing in the description, it'll say all the cars that it works on. Because sometimes you'll get a part for attention and then it'll be listed in like six different makes of Honda groups and it confuses people like, well, it says 10 gen, how does it work? So you just got to read the description. That's the best way. So we spent a lot of time. It's literally my team spent 7 months with this website redoing every description of every single part so it made more sense. And obviously, there's some things that get missed or some things don't port over properly, but pretty much everything should be perfect. So yeah, we'll see if the Andy Klein decides to join the chat tonight. He's got some cool stuff going on with his Accord. Maybe he'll talk about in here. He had a pretty interesting video today talking about tuners, which was actually pretty funny listening. I know it'll probably piss a lot of people off in the industry, but he's got a right to say what he wants because it's his experience of paying his money for service. So yeah, hopefully he can join tonight, and yeah, we'll see who else gets in here. Not really a ton more to talk about, to be quite honest. I saw a lot of racing stuff with F1, people talking about Monaco and the size of the cars and the amount of non-overtaking of vehicles at Monaco. I mean, the fact is Monaco's not really a track that is for overtaking, and hasn't been for a long time. And as the cars have actually progressively gotten a lot larger in scale, it's even harder. So pretty much the way you pull, unless you have a crasher and something goes wrong with the car, and it's usually going to be the deciding factor at the end of the race. Pretty much that. Uh, but yeah, just, we got some videos coming up this week. I'm trying to work on some more content. Obviously, it's hard when both our cars are still in Arizona and we're in North Carolina. Um, but if you guys have any product reviews you want to see or have me go over weight stuff, measure stuff, I can get. We have a lot of parts here on the shelf. I can put videos together. I think one of our really popular ones is turning out is our camber arm kit, which was a bunch of different camber arms for all the newer Civics that I decided to put together. It actually worked out pretty good. We'll probably do a, sway bar video here soon. I really wanna get some of the weights of the sway bars, because technically they all measure kind of the same, most of 'em, and look the same, but when it comes to weight and quality and, they're all a little different, so cool. So let's read through some of the comments here. Yeah, I mean, Civic hybrids, it's interesting. I was thinking about this. Obviously, companies like me worry about what Honda's doing in the future. Is there gonna be an aftermarket community at all? Um, I think when it comes to cars like this, right now, there is not an aftermarket, but when companies' sales decline on, say, Type R and 1.5 turbo Civics, um, they will start figuring out ways to modify these cars. There's no doubt about it. Are they gonna make the power? No, they're probably not. They will make some extra, which is great. I mean, typically, if you have that car, let's say 2 liter, if you did full bolt-ons with a tune on that thing, you'd probably get it around 220 wheel horsepower, 240 torque, somewhere in there, I would say. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not gonna be a complete race car. But like I said, a lot of these companies, they're gonna wanna keep making the same money, and when they see sales start falling, they're gonna have to come out with new products and innovate based off the cars that are available at the time, and, so hopefully, hopefully Honda keep doing something cool. I mean, if the 6 speed gets killed, then, there's it's gonna be tough for people to modify these things. I mean, the CVT can only take so much, and, I mean, they kinda suck, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I don't know, I think, with, Acura, I think they've got some great products right now. The problem is you've got, some of the Hyundai N cars now that are coming out. You have companies that are stepping up their game, and I feel like Honda are kinda looking on the outside like, "Okay, we're almost done with," I really hope I think the next evolution is probably to come up with small displacement hybrid turbo engines, 1.3, 1.5 liters with a decent hybrid motor and, turbo technology, obviously. I'm a total fan of hybrids if they're done right, and, I think if you could have an engine that was powered by a motor that you're charging it basically when you're driving on the freeway, and then you have battery powered, motor that can get you off the light up to 30 miles an hour, and then the motor kicks in, because most of the gas consumption is within the first 20 mile per hour of the car. Um, you would have a car that technically got almost 40 miles to the gallon city. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't say too worried about it. Obviously, the aftermarket still, if Honda stopped making any cars to buy right now, the aftermarket would still be very, very busy for the next 10 years. I mean, I look at what we even do with, 8th gen and 9th gen sales still. I mean, and they didn't even make that many of those. There he is. He's finally in the group, the one and only Andy Klein. Welcome back into the channel. Let you guys chat between yourselves. Andy ordered a couple more parts. Andy, I got the turbo canceled, so we're good to go. Just shoot me a message tomorrow what you wanna do, with the moolah, and I'll get hopefully the brakes going for you, if that's the way you wanna go. Save you, like, 35 pounds of rotating mass. Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I literally was super tempted about a year ago to look into Hyundai and getting one of the N cars because I like not a ton of companies out there, and, I like some of the stuff that they're doing with the N Sport stuff, which is pretty cool, but I'm just a Honda guy, I can't go to the Crooked H, so what's up, Mark? Welcome into the channel. You guys make sure if you look at some of these names in here, make sure to go follow their YouTube channels. They got some good footage on here, a lot of good information also, so make sure to go follow these people, just write their name down and then look them up after, we're done with the live feed, and, yeah, I can't do the BMW shit. That's the problem, But I mean I mean, the Hyundai N stuff is like if you were a company that had some decent money and started making parts for those, you would make a lot of money. But yeah, there's some cool stuff with those actually. Yeah, I can't get in I mean, y'all know I used to have a BMW like 30 years ago, so and it was cool. I mean, it's cooler than most people's BMWs, but I wish I still had it today, but I don't, because it would've been worth like $90,000 now if I still had that car. Yeah, and you gotta remember, BMWs are pieces of shit past 80,000 miles, so they depreciate horribly past 60, and, not as bad as a Maserati, but, I mean, the minute you get over 100,000, you're on a ticking time bomb with a $10,000 bill with a BMW, at least, so but yeah. But yeah, I mean, the BMW, the new ones, I mean, with some of the mods, if you do them right, man, those things are beasts of an engine, to be quite honest. But I don't know longevity-wise. I mean, I just, I built several BMW motors. I know the cost of the parts, and I can't even imagine trying to mod those and blow an engine, how much money you're gonna blow. Oh, nice. Is it a, Tiptronic? The DSG mark or Oh, sweet. Well, let me know I get some golf stuff. I gotta check, though. Obviously, we had the Audi for a while, so I was doing some Audi stuff. Ooh, a six-speed. Ooh. Oh, yeah, you got the D no, you should have the DSG if it's auto. The super speedy shift-in, auto transmission. If that transmission was in the Accord, those things would be running low 10s, but it's not. Man, I wish, Alex Gleach could come in here and join our chat sometimes. Yeah, the VW has a DSG. Pretty much the same thing that's in the Audis. Super cool technology. Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's one of the best, automatic transmissions ever made. But yeah, yeah, I can't wait for you to do I was actually just, talking about your tuning video, if people wanna go check it out on your channel. I was just bummed you didn't mention the name, but I get it, people will probably know who you're talking about. Oh, nice. Well, make sure to send me photos. I won't post them up, though, I'll let you do all your stuff. Yeah, Honda need to get with the times on their, flex fuel kit for the Integra. The funny thing is I actually sell, like, no flex fuels for the new Type R, it's kinda weird. But, I mean, a lot of the flex fuels don't sell that well. I mean, I sell quite a bit for the 11th gen, but still, like, I remember I had about 50 units in stock, and it took me forever to get rid of them. It's just, a lot of people don't understand how great these cars are on flex fuel. Yeah, I get it. I mean, look, I mean, the fact is, I mean, you're a customer, you have the right to give your opinion about the service you got. I mean, that's just how the world works now. So, if you feel like you weren't being taken care of for the money you spent, it's your right to say how you feel. I mean, if someone gets bent about that, then that's their problem. Well, the FL5 actually has flex fuel. I just sold one the other day, and PRL sell the flex fuel kit, that you can but I don't think the DE5 allows it. Yeah, the FL5 uses the FK8, PRL kit. Yeah, so I don't know how they're doing the software, so unless what Derek's probably doing or someone's probably doing if they tune it, they're probably tuning it. It's kinda like what we did with our RDX is we actually tuned the car for E30. Um, so basically, the flex fuel kit would basically be kinda useless to compensate the tune, to make revisions. But if you get a custom tune, like if you just wanna reach out to Manolito or Derek or whatever and say, "Hey, I wanna run E30," he'll just give you an E30 tune, and you don't even need the flex fuel kit. So, that's how we ran it on our RDX all the time. Yeah, because like, the RDX doesn't have any flex fuel software anywhere on their detuner, but he'll just tune it for that fuel, so how's the new camera look? Do you guys like the new, I'm not even sure how the sound sounds, so maybe I need to get a sweet pair of headphones so I can look important. Well, welcome in, everyone. I see there's, like, 12 people in here now. Welcome into the channel. If you guys could start commenting in the, little chat box, that'd be cool. Ask questions. We come in every week just talking about parts, about Axion business, back orders, whatever you want. Um, so so the CA has basically been used in the 11th gen. It's the exact same thing with a different head. It actually is a better bottom end than the L15B7 as far as the rods go. Um, so it's not a big deal. Oh, perfect. Ooh. Um, but yeah, just chilling. Another Monday. It feels good to be back. I mean, we missed last week. We were in where were we last week? I think we were in Nebraska. I was gonna do one, but I was like, "Ah, it's Memorial Day. I'll let everyone enjoy their time off." Once again, thanks to all the vets again and active military, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, actually, I was commenting on some stuff today about the L15B7, and people were asking about putting an 11th gen head on a B7 block, and I'm like, well, Sport Touring on the 11th gen has a B7 block, so it technically is already done from the factory. And 2, you're not gonna gain anything by switching that same head. They blow like shit, and you would need a different turbo to run it, so pointless. But they seemed a little confused with my information. I guess, when you comment on Facebook, people just don't know how to take things now, and they're so used to just being fed trash from so many people that have no idea how to modify cars. Yeah, I just saw my brother-in-law actually just, I think his last day was the other day, he finally retired, so shout out to him. Pretty cool. I don't know how long he's been in for, but quite a while. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Honda do and how long they're gonna keep Type R going, and I mean, we're getting close here to them phasing out 6 speeds. If you ask me, I think we're about 2 to 3 years out max, so you just talk trash, Andy, it's okay. You just wanted to go faster. Yeah, if you guys can, make sure to give a thumbs up on the channel, helps, promote it and get it out there. Um, go watch some of our videos. I got Alex Gleech's testing video on the other day. If you guys wanna go watch it, it's a quick one, but, um, that's who Andy's trying to beat time-wise, so we'll see. Oh, man. But yeah, just, another busy week. We freaking killed it in May, so I wanna thank everyone that ordered with us. Our sales were off the charts from last year, which is great. Obviously, being in the office 7 days a week in May and just really grinding it out really helped, the month. And, hopefully we can have a really good, June and July. July usually is a tough, tough month for sales. I think a lot of people like to waste money on 4th of July fireworks and partying and going on vacation, so, um, but yeah, we'll see how sales keep going. I mean, today the start of this month has been fantastic, so cannot complain. And, you guys know where to order parts from. If you're on here, just check out our website, hit me up. Some of the price all the pricing should be pretty much up to date. I caught a couple items the other day that were, somehow didn't port over with the sale price, so if you see something that looks higher, just shoot us an email. I can always change it real quick to the actual, map pricing. So, yeah, it's kinda interesting, we moved from Arizona to North Carolina, and the amount of Hondas out here I see, there's a lot more Hondas in North Carolina than I thought there would be, so I guess it was a good decision for us to move out here, so Man, you're savage. Well, I can't even wait to, listen to the shit talking when you actually run in the 10s. It's gonna be pretty hilarious. I mean, I think the Accord groups are gonna just blow up and melt at that point, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with, your car. If you guys are in the group, I see a lot of people are in. Andy has the world's fastest, 10th gen Accord 6-speed, uh, and he's shooting for the world's fastest 10th gen Accord, period. So we'll see what he does this year. If you want, go follow his channel. Like I say, anyone you see in the chat box, go check out their pages, go follow him, like Moises. Go check his out. He's got a clean wrapped FL5. Most of these guys are our customers, have been for a while. So definitely go support one here, support each other. That's the biggest thing. I see a lot of people like, like hit us up for always trying to get a discount for this and that. How many actually hit up like Amazon, Walmart, and SM for discounts? Because they're making shit tons of money and we don't make that much. So make sure to support each other, your friends, businesses, whatever. It really helps a lot of people out. How difficult would it be to try to universal turbo on a FL5? It's possible. We're trying. Super easy. Basically just need like a full base turbo adapter, and you need like a GTX 25 or 30 at the biggest, depending on power. Something that has the internal wastegate, and you can have the electronic wastegate onto the turbo. Um, if you want to go follow Andy's build, he's doing one right now on the sport. It's the same exact engine. You can see he put a Pulsar turbo on his Accord. It'd be the same exact process. You're gonna have to custom do a downpipe. You will probably have to do some type of intake piping math setup, not too hard, and then you're gonna have to custom do the turbo outlet into the intercooler pipe. So it'd be pretty much those 3 things, to get that running on the car. It's not too hard, but honestly, I mean, it just depends what power you're going for. At this point, if you're not on a built block, there's no point, because the PRL turbo, the RB6, they're gonna still gonna get you around 550 horsepower on the FL5. So, yep. But yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it. It just really comes down to, like, goals for the car, what you wanna spend. Some people just like the look of these bigger turbo kits, not necessarily that they're gonna make power. I mean, if it's stock motor, you're better just doing a drop-in turbo, to be quite honest. You're just gonna spend a lot less money and pretty much get the same results, so. Oh, cool. Well, I do know that the new MHI Stage 2 actually has some small changes to it, so it's already out. They didn't really advertise it much, but yeah, from what I've heard. Um, well, stock fuel system, 450, I think, around there. Depends on the fuel you're trying to run. Um, yeah, and then, you need the injectors, the DI pump, and, depends on what gas you're trying to run. I mean, if you're running on ethanol, it requires a lot more fuel than pump gas, but then pump gas isn't gonna make you as much power, so. Yeah, I mean, the fact is, I mean, you can do these things for half the price of Rampage. Like I said, I mean, Andy, you're putting on a big turbo because you have a built block. If someone has a stock motor, there's no point putting on that turbo. I mean, you're not gonna gain anything from it except for some lag. Well, I mean, if they're gonna send you a turbo, I mean, it better work. I mean, I would just check what do you know what company it is that's trying to send you something? It just seems weird because not a lot of people get stuff for complete free, so, but I'm assuming it would work if they're offering it. But yeah, the FK8 fuel system works on the DE5 and the, FL5, so the Honda one, and then you have XDI who make a pump. Some of those have been failing from what I've heard recently. Andy, have you heard of K Playground? Did you see that post about that company? Nobody liked my comment yet, and I thought it was pretty fucking funny. I mean, honestly, if I had a FL5, I would probably put the drop-in RV6 on the car. Oh, cool. I'll have to check. Yeah, I thought it was kinda funny. I mean, honestly, there's only a couple companies I would trust, which would be us and Seiko Speed for night gen stuff. I mean, honestly, everyone else is just trying to get in on the sales. We're the 2 companies that have been in the night gen shit for the longest time, so a lot of kits are from Seattle. That's because Seattle probably it's probably more Chinese based is what I'm assuming. Same with, like, San Francisco. That's like PLM are based in San Francisco, but all their stuff comes from China or Taiwan, one of the 2. Almost the same thing at this point, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, the RV6 is a big turbo. I mean, you're gonna have I mean, personally, I like lag. I like that, but it depends what you're using the car for, you know? Oh, well, thanks everyone for coming in tonight. It looks like a pretty good turnout. Um, see if people can actually keep watching till the end here and get us some hours. We're, like, that close to getting paid. I know I say it, like, every week, but it's slowly going up about 50 hours a week. So, hopefully these videos get it done and we can finally crack into our 4,000 hours of watch time. Um, I'm gonna try and get some videos out this week and just do the next month like crazy with videos, whatever it is, because 'cause I'm tired of just waiting for this amount of great videos we put out and still just so tough trying to get people to watch them all the way through. Um, but yeah, let's see, I'm trying to read through some of these. Yeah, I mean, honestly, on the 8th gen turbo GT35 or GTX 35, 62, 62, right around there, 500 wheel, enjoy it for what it is. And it depends on how many miles are on the car. I mean, if you have a lot of miles on that engine, you gotta be careful. Yep, and the Stage 2 doesn't it spools a lot quicker than the RB6. That's why I like it for the Accord, especially for the auto guys. I mean, that's the MHI Stage 2 is just so perfect. Yeah, I would never go on a K24, I would never go with a GTX 28. I mean, even a GTX 30 to me is small for that. I mean, I ran on my 9th gen Civic, we ran a 6262, and it was perfect. And I think it made full boost at, like, 4,500 RPM. Ah, yes. Well, the RDX videos are pretty good, actually. I mean, I kinda wish I got mo there was one day, I think there's a short somewhere, where I was playing around with a, GTR, and it actually was pretty interesting. It was a modified GTR, and the RDX didn't look that bad against it, I'll just say. I'm so bummed I got rid of that, especially because at the time when I tuned it, there wasn't, an update from KTuner on the map sensors because you couldn't run 4 bar. Um, and the fact is, I mean, we were that close to putting meth on it and making like 500, and I just that car would have been so much fun with 500 wheel horsepower. I mean, and all-wheel drive, it just would have been nuts. But, It is what it is. We sold it to get something else, enjoyed what we had, and then I got rid of that too, so but yeah, so the RDX is definitely I mean, those things are I think for me personally, it's one of my favorite Hondas out right now. Um, the fact that it's super comfortable for driving. I love the interior on the A-Spec, all-wheel drive. You can get a lot of stuff in it. It's roomy. I love the glass roof on it. Um, and it's basically a Type R engine, and it's phenomenal. It's still one of my favorite Hondas I've ever owned. I still don't know why I got rid of it. I think the exhaust I had was a little way too drony on the car, and I but it was actually running a catless downpipe and basically no mufflers, so that's why it was loud. Um, I probably would have quietened the exhaust a little bit if I kept it, but yeah, super fun car. I would definitely say if someone has an Accord and they're kinda getting bored of their Accord, um, definitely if you're looking for something a little bit more grown up, I guess you could say, the RDX is super fun. The only thing with it is the transmission would kind of get a little glitchy sometimes and have a tough time figuring out what to do, but other than that, it was pretty unbelievable. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's kind of funny because the market in Europe is all, um, like station wagons, performance station wagons, and for here, everyone wants, like, performance SUVs at some point, I think, so we'll see. I mean, I definitely think, um, you have the, what's the Ford one? EST that's out. Those are pretty quick, especially if you modify 'em. Um, you know, you got some of the Dodge ones that are pretty quick. So, I mean, anything that comes factory with turbo, as long as the aftermarket support's there, it's gonna be pretty quick. Yeah. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. I see we got a lot of people in here. You guys need to start commenting and, let us know who's in here and watching and, or who's spying. I don't know. I mean, you could be my competition watching the channel. I don't know. Certain companies out there don't know a lot of stuff and they need to come in here to learn things. So maybe you're one of them. I don't know. Uh, I do get asked from several companies about parts for certain cars because they have no idea what they're selling, which is very weird to me. Um, but yeah, yeah, click the thumbs up, man. Like the Simpsons little thumbs. Yeah, you guys have been awesome today, man. We got 7 thumbs up. I know it doesn't seem like much, but yeah, they're probably in here watching. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like a lot of people probably come here to see what people say about things, you know? It's funny because I've had several of the PRL guys that have been in here, and then they message me after like, "Hey, good content today," and I'm like, "Oh, why didn't you comment?" Like, "Cool, there's someone new. What's up, Ty? Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate it. If you have a question, just ask. Love to answer something. That's why we're in here. It keeps the stuff going. I get kind of bored sometimes when nobody's asking questions because I can only ramble for so long. Uh, yeah. But yeah, welcome to my little home office here. Haven't really done much since we moved in. It's just got my normal stuff in here. But yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock. We usually come on here for about 45 minutes to an hour and just bullshit. What's up, Roy? Thanks for joining. Hope you're liking the channel. It gets pretty interesting sometimes, especially when a lot of people are chatting in the comment section, going back and forth. Um, it gets pretty cool. So thanks for joining. If you have a question, just shoot it out there, and I'd love to answer it or at least give my input, and some of the other guys can chime in. Yeah. So yeah, I'm. The funny thing is, I'm finally getting around to like. I gotta tell you, like doing this move. What's up, Caesar? Um, Yeah, some people are in it. I feel like this is like one of the old school AOL chat groups in here. Um, yeah, I mean, just moving the whole business and my house at the same time was just the amount of money it costs these days is unbelievable. I think, like, for moving my business, which we've kept a lot back in Arizona, and I'm just slowly selling it off because I didn't wanna move all of it. Um, from Arizona to North Carolina, our move bill was around $17,000 to truck everything. Um, yeah, a lot of fucking money. And then the cars are about 1,500 each, to trailer. So, yeah, moving is not cheap. I definitely gotta the wife's like, "We aren't moving for a while." I mean, I honestly think the next time that we're gonna move is when, I probably retire at some point, if I do, or we step down a little bit and, um, kinda downsize into something. So, probably about 10 years, I would say, since I'll be approaching 60. So, I know that sounds weird when you guys are watching me, but I'm almost 50, so but yeah, counting down the years. But yeah, moving ain't cheap, man. I mean, we had to have a company do it because it was just we had too much stuff done and the timing was not really working, but yeah. I have an 18 Accord, I wanna update with the spring coilover was preventing me as I was aware that you do not have room in the front for alignment. Any thoughts on that? Um, well, you totally have room for an alignment in the front. Coilovers are gonna have the camber up top, you have the camber plates to adjust camber. Um, I mean, you actually have more adjustability with a coilover setup over the springs on these cars. Um, so yeah, no, you're definitely totally fine. Like I always say, coilovers aren't for everyone, but they are the best option. But like I always say to people, it's always depending on what you're looking for out of your ride. If you want something simple, no noise or very little noise, a little bit more comfort, not as harsh, go springs. If you want something a little firmer, adjustable dampening, adjustable ride height, um, then go coilovers. You can't beat the Silver's coilovers, still my favorite set. I've tried a bunch of them over the years. I still like BC Racing, um, and, there's a couple other decent ones, but, I mean, the Silvers just have a really nice quality and a really nice ride to them over some of the other ones. So, I have Silvers on all 3 of our project cars and love 'em. So, if you need a set, just reach out and, yeah, we have pretty good deals on them, so, uh, I mean, yes, you're gonna get some gains, it depends on the turbo. I think Andy, did you port your factory manifold? I know if you port match it to match everything, it's gonna make some power. Is it really gonna make a difference? I don't know, I think, like, maybe 5 horsepower, but the problem with the Accord is you're gonna run out of fuel. I mean, fuel is the biggest issue with the Accord, the lack of. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not gonna make a bunch like some people out there say. I mean, I saw one company, I'm not mentioning them, but they were, like, porting the outlet on their turbo and claiming it made, like, 15 wheel horsepower, which is not even true. There's no way that thing made that much. So, man, welcome into the chat. Thanks, guys. Man, we got a lot of people in here tonight. You guys are amazing. Hopefully, you guys can join us next Monday. And, yeah. D2's decent, don't last long. Um, that's just my opinion. Most of these coilovers are all made at the same company in Taiwan. Um, they're just valved a little different, and they change the colors so they look different. Um, yeah, I mean, it's kinda like the same thing as adding the Trackworks manifold. It just depends on what you want. Do you want more top end? Do you want more mid-range? Um, Stock turbo is not gonna make much. If you have an upgrade turbo, it's gonna make a little more. So, um oh, cool, awesome. I love when you guys go on there and subscribe to everyone else's channels. It's awesome. I mean, we're all about supporting each other, and helping. Well, that's pretty good. Wow, 20 wheel horsepower. Damn. I mean, I know the Prackworks manifold made, like, something like 35, 40 wheel horsepower. Obviously, it depends on the setup, like I said. Oh, yeah, there you go, man. Go buy Andy's manifold, then you don't have to do the work yourself. Andy's running a Skunk 2 manifold now. RV6 turbo for the 11 gen, where is the power gain? The power is gonna mainly be the horsepower. Obviously, it's a much bigger turbo than the factory one, so basically at the same, boost, you're making a lot more power. 11th gen, you're gonna be around 340 wheel horsepower, and that's based off basically your tuner knowing the situation with the rods and also your fuel system. And then torque around 310, and that's on the V25 E30, gas. Um, but yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, I mean, the 11 gen is super simple. It's, beyond 330, 340 wheel is where you have to start getting into building the engine, on these 1.5s. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's the, 72 mil J35, the J37 one is a 72 mil, and actually is good for about 5, 6, 7 wheel horsepower on the HN motors. And you'll probably gain a little bit more with the K24 bottom. Honestly, I mean, RBC manifold is just perfectly fine for that car. I mean, unless you're making a ton of boost, you don't need anything till about over 600 horsepower, 700 even. So, yep, totally fine. Stay with the RBC. I mean, if anything, you'll just lose a bunch of mid-range. Um, yeah, I mean, if so, okay, here's this is a great question. Okay, I'm gonna read it out loud. Is it worth upgrading or changing the stage 2 tune from K-tuner after adding a downpipe, front pipe, intercooler, charge pipes? Would it be worth it to change after turbo swap? Okay, well, if you decide to do a turbo, you need to tune anyways. So you would be better just waiting for the turbo swap and tuning. It'll save you 500 or 500, dollars. Here's the thing. If you did a custom tune now with the stock turbo, yes, you will gain some power over the stage 2 tune. It's kind of like the two-step performance tune that they offer beyond the stage 2. But you'll actually make even more than theirs because theirs is a generic one that they send out to everyone. So, yes, it makes power, but is it gonna make the most power? No, it's not because it's not based off the parts you added where you live on your car. So, a custom tune is always gonna be the best way to go, hands down. But if you are gonna turbo swap, just wait. Uh, I would say I would only do a turbo swap if you have 93 octane or you're gonna run ethanol. If you have 91, don't even turbo swap, it's not even worth it. The gas is garbage, and you won't gain much power from turbo swapping because detonation is pretty much right there with 91 octane. But yeah, wait to turbo swap, hands down. I mean, that's why I always tell people, I won't say you're falling for a gimmick with some of these, free tunes. Yes, they make more power and torque, obviously, they were designed so companies could sell more K-tuners than other people. Um, but are they the best tune? No, they're not. Yeah, they're nice because 'cause they're free. The best thing is always gonna be a custom tune, hands down, because it's based off your car, your engine. Every engine is completely different. Some have The rings are seated better, better compression. Some make more power just for some reason. They're put together better by Honda. So custom tunes are always gonna be the way to go. Um, so yeah, if you're gonna so say you're gonna do a turbo in a few years, yes, do a custom tune with a stock turbo, you will gain quite a bit of power. I mean, the Stage 2 base map, it's nice, but it's meant for a stock motor. Um, so, you would but it also depends, like, if you're like, it depends too what gas you're on. So if you're gonna stay 91, would a custom tune be worth it? No. 93? Yes. Ethanol? Yes. I mean, honestly, if you can get your hands on ethanol and you have a clutch, do the flex fuel. It is night and day difference power-wise. You can literally tuned with flex fuel make 340 torque, 270 horsepower, and that is a lot of fun. You're spinning into third, half third gear. So it's definitely worth it. But yeah, hit us up anytime, man. I'm always here to help people. I don't like people wasting their money on parts they don't need. Obviously, I'm here to make money because I have a business to run, but at the same time, a lot of people shop with us because I like to just be straight up about parts they need. That's why certain parts are not on our site. It's because I refuse to sell them. I gotta look in. I mean, we don't do a ton of older case stuff just 'cause there's so many companies out there that do it. Thinking off the top of my head, a good, like, 20 wheel maybe on the 2.2s. I mean, they're really nice cams, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I mean, I don't even sell them. I can get them, but I we got rid of all the older case stuff on our site, basically. I still need to add a lot of stuff to, the H10 because there's so much stuff we can sell. But, when you're trying to add all these parts, it's a lot. Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is, I mean, as your engine gets older, I mean, you're not gonna do as much as a fresh engine. So you've gotta remember that too. Um, on a fresh, high compression motor with nice cam, they're gonna make a lot more power. But with stock compression and your motor has 120,000 miles on it, they're not gonna do as much what, manufacturer claims. So, yeah, I think the first thing is definitely with, like, parts, especially for the K series, because there's so many parts out there, the older K series I'm talking. Um, it's definitely hard to not waste money because there's so many avenues on parts and ways to go down, and what I say is hold off on spending money, get the thing running right first, and really sit down and plan out your build, so you're not wasting money, because certain parts are a complete waste of money if you plan to go turbo, and vice versa. So, either figure out your own motor plan or say, "Look, I'm gonna go turbo." If you're going turbo, you literally don't need a lot of shit in them. The turbo does all the work. So, you know, just make sure you take your time because you can end up wasting a lot of money on cars you don't need. So, yep, that's my plan. Well, guys, I'm getting kinda tired, but still got emails to do and tracking numbers to update. But we'll be back next Monday at 8 o'clock. I really thank everyone for coming in. Hopefully next week we can get some more people chatting in here and learning more about Hondas, asking questions, and getting to know everyone. So if you guys need parts, go on the website, check it out, put a little shopping cart together. Maybe you'll get an email from me if you have a bunch of parts in there and I get a nice little discount code. So um, thanks, Mark. Take care. Later, Andy. Um, yeah, we'll see you guys next week, hopefully. And same place, same time, 8 o'clock. And East Coast time, that is. So, all right, guys, thanks again. We'll see you later.